What's going on, everybody? Serial Entrepreneur here for another episode for you YouTube followers. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how to actually purchase your first little bit of Bitcoin. So, here we go. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm going to teach you guys how to buy Bitcoin, what you need to know, what you need to do. It's actually very, very simple. A lot of people think it's some big, complicated process, but really, it isn't at all. Alright, so all you're going to do, you're going to come to this website right here, okay? It's called Coinbase. This is where you want to start. Now, there's other places you can buy Bitcoin, but if you're a beginner, if you've never bought Bitcoin before, this is definitely where I recommend you guys start. Alright? So I'm going to leave a link in the description below for Coinbase so that way you can get there. Actually, if you purchase through that link, you'll get an extra $10 worth of free Bitcoin, so that's good for you. All right. So now what we're going to look at really is just getting into Coinbase. All you need to do is go to coinbase.com. You're going to set up an account. You attach your bank account, savings account, credit card, whatever, and that's it. That's all you're going to do. All right. So after that, then you're just going to come in here and you're going to want to place a buy, right? But before you buy, you always want to do a little bit of research first. So what I recommend you doing, and I'll give you a brief little overview of what to look for, how to look at one of these charts. But you want to go to a site like coinmarketcap.com, something like that, and you can actually type in Bitcoin, find Bitcoin, and it'll show you the data for Bitcoin. So you can just scroll down. This is showing all, so you'll want to segment it out by maybe 7 days or even a month if you're going to purchase, relatively soon. But you want to look quickly at the trend, see how it's performing, see what the actual value has been over the last month, over the last 7 days, over the last day, so that way you can get an idea of where the market is going. The next thing you're going to want to do is maybe look at some news articles, see what the titles are. If they're positive titles saying people are buying in or people are getting involved with Bitcoin, that's going to cause the price to go up. If it's, the coin market or something crashed, then it's going to cause some fluctuation and maybe cause it to go down. Now, that's not always a guarantee, but those are just things that you can look for that are a little bit of, they're indicators. All right, so you can see the trend looks pretty good. It's on its way up. And if you look at the 3-month trend, you can see we were even lower than that 3 months ago. So we're on a steady climb. If we look at the year, you can tell that even more. We started off really low. We've been on a steady incline. We're hitting these peaks right here, and then we're leveling back out, and then we're hitting another peak again. So we've had 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 major peaks, depending on what you want to call a peak. But these are 4 upswings that we've seen in Bitcoin, and it's looking like we might see another upswing coming here very soon. So this would be a good time to buy in. Actually, where we sit right now, we're in November. What is today? The 15th of 2017. Some really good news and a good thing for you guys to know or be aware of is next month CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, is actually going to, they're hoping, they're not 100% yet, but they are planning to start listing Bitcoin futures on their market. Why is this good? It's going to cause a spike in Bitcoin share or Bitcoin value due to the fact that it's going to put it on its first exchange in the US. That's going to bring it out to a bunch of new people who might not have known it existed or haven't bought yet. It's going to put more confidence in the Bitcoin market, so the value will go up. That's a good thing to look at. So I would be willing to bet that by the some point next month we're hitting $8,000, $8,500, even $9,000 per share. We could even hit that $10,000 mark before the end of this year, if not early next year. So this is really cool. It's a really good time to get in because of the fact that we're still sitting at around 7,200. We've already been here once before. As you can see, our peak over here was around actually around 7,600 in this area. So we're doing really well. Actually, it might be in that next little thing, that next little hump. Yeah, so our 7,800 day was right over here. We hit about 7,900 on some markets. So it's just something to look at. It's something that you want to do before you ever buy. You want to look at the trends. One thing I also recommend, if you haven't set up your GDAX account. It's a really cool way to actually get some trends. You could look at 1-minute trends, 5-minute trends, 15-minute trends, and this is one of the most popular exchanges to buy Bitcoin on, so it'll let you know really a lot of the other exchanges follow this exchange. So if you actually pay attention to it and you're using exchanges like Binance or Bittrex, you can actually follow it, and this chart usually leads the trend, whether it's going up or down. So you'll want to look at some things that are going on in here and make sure that you're not, just impulsively buying, that you're not going to buy right before it's about to go way down, and you can do some more research on that yourself. But, don't get caught up in all this over here yet. You're not ready to worry about all this. We're going to put together an episode using GDAX so you can understand how all of this works. But for right now, all you really need to be aware of is you can look at the trends. It shows you whether it's going up or down. And that's something you can use to kind of get a better judgment of when you should buy if you plan to buy in that specific day. So you have minute, 5-minute, 15-minute, hour, 6-hour, and day. I recommend going through all of these, seeing what the actual trends are. Never make a decision or a judgment based off of one time frame, because you can see at 1 minute, we're still sitting positive with green. We're not necessarily negative. But if we go to 5-minute, we're still positive. 15-minute, we're negative. 1 hour, we're negative. 6 hours, we're positive. See, so you want to get a better idea of where the trend's going. Now, if it's a longer period of time and it's going up, there's chances are it's still going to remain going up maybe for a little bit, but that doesn't always guarantee it's going to stay going up, right? Markets have to come back down at some point. It's just an indicator of how it's been moving today. That's what you want to be aware of, or in a longer increment of time. So now that you have a little bit of understanding of what Bitcoin looks like, you've done some research on it, you understand what the price is at. See, we're at 71.63, so it's actually fallen a little bit since we've been on here. But all you have to do now, you're ready to buy, you've got your account set up. One thing you're going to want to do, if you guys haven't done this as well, you're going to want to look up something called two-factor authentication, or Google Authenticator. You can download this app whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone, but Google Authenticator is an two-factor authentication app that you're able to use for your account to add more security to it. What it basically does is it generates a PIN code every, I think, 30 seconds. It generates a new PIN code for your account, and then Coinbase will basically link to that app, and it knows the code, so that way when you log in, you go to your phone, you look at what the code is, you enter it in on Coinbase, and then they log you in. It's so that way no one can break into your account and steal your money. This is a huge thing. You need to make sure you get that set up. Also, I believe they have a verification process where you have to submit a clear picture of your driver's license front and back, along with, I think, a photo of yourself to verify you are who you say you are, so that you'll want to check up on as well. But those are all just basic administrative things you can do yourself. Doesn't take any, explanation. You should, if you can't figure that part out, you might want to stay away from Bitcoin because you're going to lose your money. I'll just be straight up with you. It's not for people who make mistakes on the computer. If you don't know how to work on a computer by now, it's 2017, you need to just basically go find a cave somewhere. Anyways, guys, so all you're going to do, you're going to click this buy, sell. So your dashboard has everything that you can kind of check out. Buy orders, sell orders. I'm still waiting, which I'm kind of pissed off about this stuff. Not this right here. This is fine, but these two right here are pissing me off. Because I'm trying to deposit cash, but it won't let me deposit cash in my month. Anyways, we're going to get past that. All you guys care about is what we're buying. So really quickly, though, before we buy, I want to show you guys there's 3 types of main coins that you can buy on Coinbase. There's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Litecoin. Now, Ethereum and Litecoin are other types of Bitcoin, but always keep in mind these coins are still dependent on Bitcoin. All of the coins other than Bitcoin are dependent on Bitcoin. Kind of think of Bitcoin as the gold standard, all right? You can buy these if you want. They are solid investments for longer term, I would say. I don't like to play with them short term, but you can see for Ethereum in the last year, they've had a lot of increase as well. Same with Litecoin, and that's why they're hosted on this platform, because they're 3 of the largest in the world with regards to cryptocurrency. And as you can see, even in just since September to November, we've had a nice little up spike in Ethereum. So again, it is, I think, a long-term play, something that you could get into. And same with Litecoin. Litecoin has actually got faster processing times, and I think their processing fees are cheaper. So those are things to keep in mind about these services. But you can see once you get your Bitcoin, it shows it in here. It shows your portfolio of what all you own. and then from here you can actually transfer it to your wallet. We're going to do another video explaining how to use a wallet. Super easy to use. Again, you just download it usually from their website, whatever version of computer you have, and then you set up the account. Then all you do is you transfer your money. There's other wallets out there that you can use, and we'll talk about that in that episode. But for this, again, we're just focusing on how you can buy some Bitcoin. And another quick thing I want to make mention of before we go in, people say, oh, $7,136, I can't buy a Bitcoin. That's the best part. You can see over here, look, I did a $100 purchase of Bitcoin. It gave me 0.01638,292. And I know that it seems, oh, well, why would I want 0.01 of a Bitcoin? That's still worth some money. It's worth $100 worth of Bitcoin. All right. So you don't have to purchase the whole amount, just so you're aware. And is $7,000 too much? No. Again, a lot of the data is showing that it's going to reach $10,000, maybe even $15,000 in just the next year, year and a half. So trust me, don't trust me. I'm not a financial advisor, but take what I'm saying and do your own research and develop your own opinion, okay? Because I have been doing my research on this for a little bit now. I'd say a little over a month, and it's definitely something that's looking promising. Just look at all of the developments happening. Amazon, 3 weeks ago, just bought, I think, 6 more cryptocurrency-related URLs or domain names. So you know they're going to be taking part in it eventually, especially if it holds solid, which it is definitely doing right now. All right, so let's buy the Bitcoin. So you're just going to come in, you click buy, then you're just going to come in here and you're going to click the account. You just set up your account, whichever ones. Just so you're aware, checking account takes a little longer. Credit cards are you get your Bitcoin instantly. So one quick thing to know, I believe it goes off of business days, so you don't want to try to avoid buying during the end of the week because they're not going to count those weekend days. I could be wrong. I think that might be just GDAX for the business days, but I believe, actually, I think I am wrong. I believe with this, the checking, it just takes longer. It's around 7 to 8 days till you actually get your Bitcoin. Why is that a problem? Well, because if you buy in at 6,500 and then it spikes up to 7,800 in 2 days, you don't have your Bitcoin. So you can actually sell out and make that money before it actually drops back down again, because it will level out, right? So that's the issue there. A lot of people like to buy with their credit card because they get it instantly. You can hook up a savings account if you want, and it does take most banks. I haven't really had any issues, at least with myself. All right, so then you're going to select your coin, whether you're buying or selling it, and then all you want to do is come down, click your bank account, enter in the amount. So say I want to do another $100. I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to click Buy Bitcoin, okay? So then, all it's going to do is confirm the buy. So check over here, make sure the account's right, when it's going to be available, Wednesday, 11/22, so that's next Wednesday. Deposit to my Bitcoin wallet, and it'll do that inside of Coinbase. One thing to note, if you buy $100 worth, I've seen it do it both ways, so you'll want to pay attention to the order summary, but this fee got added onto my $100. So if I'm trying to buy exactly $100 worth, I'm not actually going to get that. I'm going to get $97.01 worth of Bitcoin. So you might have to add a little more on to take into consideration, or to cover basically that fee that they're gonna add on to you. So then all you do from there is click Confirm Buy, and then boom, we have Bitcoin. So if I go to View Dashboard, boom, you can see it arrives in 7 days. And there's your details, your information, what price you bought it at, what your reference code is. All of this information is down here, so that way you can, if you need to get in touch with them, or can I cancel my purchase? I believe you actually can't. All confirmed buys, sells, deposits, and withdrawals on Coinbase are final. Yeah, so you can't cancel a purchase. Once it happens, it happens. But you're gonna get that Bitcoin back. You can always sell it back if you change your mind later. But honestly, I recommend staying with it, obviously. But that's all you want to do. I mean, that's really it. Then, once you get your Bitcoin, if you want to send it to a wallet, you click send, or if you're trying to have someone send you Bitcoin, you click receive, send them your address. It's very simple, but we're going to go through a video on how to actually send Bitcoin, how to transfer it, all of that stuff as well. So you guys just stay tuned if you're interested in this. But outside of that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Subscribe so that way you can get all of the updates with regards to Bitcoin, entrepreneurship, digital marketing, sales, whatever. All of that information. Subscribe so that way you can get updated when we update it and get involved with our live events, all of that stuff. Outside of that, if you haven't seen yet, check my social media channels. They're going to be listed right down here below, and you can reach out to me, ask me questions there, get involved there. We do all kinds of promotions there, so it's a great place for you to get involved. Also, our free Facebook group, our free Bitcoin group that we have, it's called Bitcoin Value. If you just want to go look it up on Facebook, Bitcoin Value, but the link will be in the description below as well, so that way you can get involved there. Outside of that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So for now, Serial Entrepreneur out.